It has to be alive, guys. It has to be alive because my phone is tripping again and it's telling me I have no storage space. I done cleared out my photos. Every time I upload my videos, I delete them from my phone. I don't know what my phone wants. It's just straight tripping. Still, again, I mean, continuously, whichever. Anyway, so I am on my way home back to Nevada. We actually got in pretty early, which we are super excited about. So, this video, I titled it, Baby, It's Cold Outside, because it is. So, this is my continued video for my chaining video. So, when you get to certain states that it's like literally super cold to where even stepping out for a few minutes your hands feel like they're being stabbed with a bunch of needles like all over, and you get that tingly feeling, kind of like when your extremities are waking up once they go numb, and you know, like when it's in the waking up stage or whatever, and it's just like super super tingly, and you don't really want to move your leg or your hand or your arm, whatever. But anyway, when you're in states like that, you do not want to set your emergency trailer brakes. You don't, because if you set them and it's super cold, it will freeze your lines. Okay, you don't want your lines to be frozen. I remember doing a truck recovery one time, and I was in Colorado, and it was so super cold out there still, and I tried to release the tractor brakes because it was just the tractor. There was like no trailer. Tried to release the tractor brakes, and the truck wouldn't move because the shoes were frozen. Like they were still pressing, the brakes to hold it in place. They were pressing against the plate, and they were stuck like that. Like the guys had to come and like bang it with like hammers and stuff to get it to shake loose, So you have to be careful with setting your brakes, and I will be honest, I don't remember the temperature range. So just know that if it's super cold, make it a habit to not set your trailer brakes, okay? During the summer, it's fine. You can set them, and you actually should set them. But just know in the wintertime, just try not to set your red knob, your emergency line, your trailer brakes. You always want to set the tractor, even though they could freeze on you, but you need to be able to have the truck set its brakes somehow or at some point, So, always set your tractor brakes, okay? So there's that, and I did leave out like some areas when I was talking about it being super cold and dealing with the snow. Of course you have Utah, of course you have Colorado, Oregon, Washington. Those areas get really cold. I know Washington snows. I'm not too sure about Oregon, but they're right underneath one another, so I would assume that Oregon also snows in certain areas. Let me see, the top half of New Mexico, because it's Las Vegas, New Mexico, and I know that sounds really weird. I love going through there. That's their 25 freeway, and I like going through there. If I remember correctly, I want to say it's scenic, but I mean, I think there's like a lot of dead areas around there too. But I know for a fact it snows in the top half of New Mexico, so you want to be careful there. And then your air tanks. You always want to drain your air tanks twice a day. So how you should do it is, if you are driving, whether you're driving days or nights, and your co-driver's driving the opposite, obviously, or even if you split day and split night, you should each be draining your tanks at least once, because that'll be your 2 times for the day, right? So let's say, hi, I didn't know anybody was watching. If you've never been an audience for live, I can't see who is here. I just see that it's one person. It just has like a little person. It says 1, or it tells me how many numbers. So you have to type something, tell me who you are, your name, all that stuff. If it's one of my regs, hello. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. So let's say that you start 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So somebody should be draining the tanks when they're starting out their clock. And then when you finish your clock, somebody should be draining the tank. So whether you do it at the start of your shift or your co-driver does it at the end of the shift, there should be 2 times a day your tanks are being drained, your air tanks. And it's located like under your, hi, I got another one. I'm popular tonight. Whoop, whoop. It's located under your stairs, like under your driver door or your passenger door. There's that little metal flap thing, and you just pull it down, and your airline little hook thingy is there for you to like drain your tanks. So that's important, because condensation builds up inside the tanks, and in cold temperatures, those will freeze. Okay, so you don't want to leave that build up and all that stuff, and then, you know, your lines get frozen that way as well. Hello. So are you the one starting orientation on Monday? I think I just replied to you on underneath your comment. I think it was you, maybe. And welcome to my channel. And you probably came in at like a bad time, because like my life has been like recently, so and after me getting in trouble and all that stuff, like my videos have been a bit different. So it's a lot different than what I used to do before. So I'm still trying to navigate through some things. And oh, okay, cool. Glad. Well, welcome to the Covenant family. Well, technically you won't be a part of it until you get your ID number, but that's okay. I'm still gonna welcome you and speak good things into your future for coming to Covenant. There is something in my eyeball. Okay, I think I got it. So, do you have any questions for me? Doesn't matter what they are, or if it has anything to do with what I was talking about now, about it being cold and the snow. I know that you want to keep non-perishable food on your truck at all times. You want to be well stocked during the winter time, because if you get stranded or stuck somewhere in a rest area and you have a shutdown, you want to be able to make sure that you have food and drink. Always keep cases of water on your truck. Always have like non-perishable foods, meaning like canned goods, noodles, things that won't go bad and don't need to be refrigerated. It's a good rule of thumb, especially in the wintertime, to keep at least half a tank of fuel, at least half a tank of fuel. So each time your tank goes from full to half, you find a fuel stop and you fill up. Not only does that like save you time from having to stay at a truck stop filling up all the way from empty. Oh, okay. All right, cool. Well, I'm glad you were well informed then. Yeah, so what was I saying? Food. That's good. That's good. It's always good to take in information. Always, always. Because you never know. Like, you might, hear something and then somebody says something different, and both things might make sense, and you take something from both and apply that. But food, non-perishable foods, always keep water on your truck, warm clothes. So those coming in now, like, you should already have packed like winter items. So I want to say that right before you go home, depending on what the weather is, let me see, we're going into December, January. Yeah, you need to keep warm clothes on your truck until at least like end of February. So anyone coming in now, between now and the next few months, warm clothes, because it's going to be cold like crazy. I'd say maybe like 3 outfits that are like kind of neutral, but most of them, like, you want to be bundled up, because some of these states are no joke. Like, I know in Wyoming it's negative 14 degrees, negative 20 degrees sometimes. So it sucks like fueling out there, because you step out of the truck and your body's already like screaming because it's so cold. So you want to make sure that you have good gloves when you're fueling, and some boots that will keep your feet warm. You just want to be bundled up. Colorado's another one of those states. So there's like a few places that you have to like stay ready. I'm trying to think if there was anything else that I left out of my chaining video. Windshield wipers, you want to keep extra on hand, because when it starts snowing and it starts to stick to your windshield and your wiper blades, like, it clumps like hard, and then you hear this loud clack, 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 because the snow turns like to rocks, and like it's just like hitting against the window, like the windshield. So you want to keep extra ones. You want to also have one of those kind of like scrapers, and something that you can kind of like hit the wipers with, to kind of knock off the hardened ice that forms on the windshield wipers. You have to be careful using the washer fluid, because if it's super cold, all it's going to do is freeze. So you're going to create like more ice on your windshield. So try not to use it if you don't have to. And I'm trying to think of what else. Anything that you hear that you might want to verify on? Because I know there's like a lot of things that like people say out there, even in school, about certain companies or certain things. You never want to use cruise control when you're in bad conditions, high winds, wet road, and icy, like when it's slushy. You don't want to use cruise control at all in any of those conditions, because when you're in cruise control, your trailer brakes your engine brake will kick on, and your trailer brakes will just like, once it hits the brakes, you can jackknife. So you don't want to be in cruise control mode during those conditions. Yeah. It's hard trying to think of things on the spot, but I can't like pre-record because my phone is so stupid with my space. It tells me all the time my space is running out, so it just drives me nuts. But trying to think of what else. I would say to make sure that your tires are at its max PSI. You don't want them too low, especially in the wintertime. In the summertime, you want it to have less air so that when the heat expands the tires, like, you don't have too much in there so it won't explode. But in the wintertime, you don't have to worry about it like expanding. So you want to make sure that it's at its max level so that you get better traction on the road during the wintertime. I don't have an iPhone. I have an Android, and typically I love my phone, but just not when it comes to space. And like, there's times to where like I go through this, and then there's times to where like I could record all kinds of videos and it won't give me the stupid icon. So I don't know what is going on with it, and I hate it, but I mean, it is what it is. We have what we have to work with. So that's what I can say about that. Trying to think of what else. Talked about the food, the water. Oh, bunk heater. Okay, so there's bunk heaters in all the trucks. Now, not all of them work. So we all have one, but they all don't work, okay? So the bunk heater's purpose is to heat the cab and the bunk area with the truck being off. So that way you're not burning fuel using the heater, and it will keep you warm, right? So we use the bunk heater. I'm trying to remember the temperatures that they said. Okay, if it's over 90 degrees hot, we use the AC. We can idle the truck. They allow us to idle the truck if it's 90 degrees or more. If it's below, I want to say 60. Is it 60? Maybe 65. I don't know. I know it's somewhere in the 60s. But if it's below that, then we run the bunk heater in order for us to stay warm. Some of the trucks are locked, and like you have to go into the settings and change it in order for you to be able to use it. I don't know if you have to mess with the optimize idle, but because I'm gonna be honest, we run our truck, so I'm just gonna say that. we run our truck no matter what. But when we do, feel that it's been running too long or whatever, because it causes the truck to regen when it builds up the exhaust and it's not moving, we will shut her down for a little bit. And I don't mind sitting, in the truck and it not running. But my co-driver is a whole nother story. She's not doing it. So typically when I'm by myself, I will shut the truck down and leave it, off. But they have set degrees in order for you to use whatever setting it is required. So I do know that, but the bunk heater is always the best one to use when it's cold, and it heats that puppy very quickly. Like, your truck will heat up and you'd be like, "Oh Lord, I'm melting." It feels like I'm, having dinner with the devil, because it's that hot. So you might like end up playing with the bunk heater throughout the night and stuff. But yeah, so I've used the bunk heaters before. What I was saying about the chain laws and stuff, I've actually gotten stuck in Colorado twice, actually. So one time I got stuck underneath an underpass and had to be towed out. So that's considered an accident, in case you didn't know. Even though it wasn't my fault, I didn't hit anything. But because I needed assistance being pulled out, they consider that an accident. So it was fault on my part, and it sucks. But it was like 30 days probation. I was like on probation for a month or something like that. And it's a covenant thing. It's not like it's no points against you. That it's a covenant in-house thing that they just kind of put it in your file, so it's not like it'll follow you anywhere else, type of accident. But it's just for covenant to monitor like how you're driving and things like that. So just be careful, don't get stuck in snow to where you have to be pulled out and you'll be fine. But it was like within my first year of driving, so I felt that it was expected. And then the other time I got stuck in the Vail Pass, which is off I-70, and I was already up the mountain, and they put on the DOT chain requirement, and my truck started sliding. Like I lost the traction, and my truck started sliding backwards, and I had to step on the service brake, and then I had to put my four-ways on and go off duty. I couldn't go anywhere, so I had to send in a message. Then the cops came. It was like this big old thing, and he actually got mad, and he's like, you got to move your truck, you can't block the lane. And I was like, sir, if I could move, I would. This is not fun sitting here, and he's arguing with me. Why did you even come up the mountain if chain laws are in effect? You don't have. I said I was already up here when you guys turned the Jumbotron on. So, and I had to send him my logs, and then it proved that I was right, that I went off duty 7 minutes before they issued the chain law. So that saved me. And he's like, okay, you were right, but I'm going to have to get you towed out of here. So that didn't count against me, because it just kind of happened as I was driving. But that's why I do my chaining videos, so that you guys will be prepared for that, because it is not fun to get stuck in the snow and be in those types of situations and you don't know what to do. So your trainers should be at least talking to you guys about this kind of stuff and showing you some stuff. If they don't, then I'm sorry, you just have a lazy trainer that isn't gonna do the extra work. They're gonna tell you, oh, we don't even chain, blah blah blah, but you have to be ready for everything, because I wasn't ready for that. And I had to end up chaining. I had to learn how to chain on my own, because nobody teaches how to chain. So that's why I do the videos. So you just want to be careful with that. I think that's it. Just bundle up, have extra food, trip plan as best as you can. Making sure that you have marked like your spots and where you're going to stop or where you need to stop. So that way it makes it easier for you. You know where to be. You can kind of predict, okay, at this time I'm going to be at this truck stop. Always monitor the weather. It's good to be a discretionary driver. You have to, there's like terms in order for you to qualify to be a discretionary driver, unless they threw those out the window too. But that's ran by the weather department. And once you're a discretionary driver, you can determine whether you're going to continue to roll. They should, if they scheduled you for orientation, they should already expect you to come in solo, and they know that they have to team you. They might be hoping that you may find someone during orientation, because that happens sometimes too. Some orientation classmates end up teaming together that come in solo. I do know that they were at one point pushing for true teams. I don't know if they're still doing that. If you have... Okay, good. Good. Yeah, you need to ask them, because that's their job. That's what they're supposed to do. Your trainers should be able to get you prepared to be out there on your own. And if they can't answer the questions that you have, or they give you a vague like response, or maybe, I wouldn't trust that, and I would ask, maybe a fleet manager or something like that, sending a Qualcomm message, because you want to make sure that you're prepared and that you're being safe for yourself and for your co-driver and other motorists on the road. Like, even though they drive us nuts, you don't want anybody to die, right? So you just want to make sure that you're doing the right thing at all times. So yeah, it's good that you have questions, a list of questions to ask them. I actually had plans to be a trainer, but I found out I am pregnant. So I still have an opportunity to train, either on my YouTube channel. Oh, you're the one I replied back to. You start orientation later today, since it's already after midnight. To answer your question, love, yeah, I still plan to. Thank you. I still plan to, but my co-driver, thank you. My co-driver is a bit skeptical for me to, oh, next Monday, the 28th. Oh, okay. Oh, so you guys are going to be in the same orientation class. That's cool. Because you also said that you start after Thanksgiving too, right? So that would be, yeah, the 28th, that following Monday. Okay, that makes sense. So you guys are both going to be in the same orientation class. Are you coming in with a partner? Sneaker Express? Are you coming in with a partner? Or are you coming in solo? Oh, gotcha. Okay. Good deal, good deal. Alright, so you both are going to be in orientation on Monday with Eat with Fluffies. I love that name. That's so cute. Okay, so all three of you guys are going to be in orientation together. But to answer your question, Sneaker, I do have Facebook and I have the YouTube. So those are the only two platforms you guys could reach me on. Good, I'm glad. It's exciting to be out here on the road, especially for the first time. And to do it with your significant other, your partner, makes it even better, because you guys are doubling your money, but also you guys already know each other, type of thing, so it'll make it easier for like transitioning and like switching out and all that other stuff, and then it's easier to choose like a schedule, driving, like who's driving days, who's driving nights, if you guys want to split it. It's just better. It's just better. But you guys will literally like double your money, so that's awesome. And to travel You know, what better way to travel and see different places? Hang on one second. Let me close my side mirror because this guy's being short. Oh, good. Like a semi truck. You haven't driven a semi truck since you were 15? Sorry, it was a guy sitting on the side of my truck and he was blinding me in my door mirror. That is like the biggest pet peeve I have. If you guys have not seen my gospel video, oh, that is awesome. Yeah. So, are you auto restrict right now, or did you take your test in a manual? Because it's good to drive. No. Covenant is full automatic. Our fleet is full automatic, but it's always good not to have auto restrict because you never know where life is going to take you. Cool. You never know where life is going to take you. And even though most hazmat and tankers, okay, cool. But you don't have doubles and triples. You never know where life is going to take you, so you don't want to put restrictions on yourself. And smaller companies have still manual trucks and some automatics, but a lot of smaller companies have like older equipment. Only if you want the opportunity to work for Estes on the Estes account, it would be helpful, but you don't need it like to haul a reefer or drive in. But if you ever want to work for Wildcats or hauling doubles, you're gonna need it. It's just I always make it a point to tell everyone to get everything you can, you know, so that way any load they have, they can toss it to you. They do offer the class and they'll pay for your fingerprinting. We're not solely a reefer company, but we do haul reefer. We have a reefer division, yes. That I haven't heard. But I will be honest, I've been kind of out of the loop a little bit for that paying teams $200K. I think the misconception is, okay, so I make 6 figures. Most of it's drop and hook, yes. They do have some accounts that you do unload. Back to the 200K question. I make 6 figures, so I'm in the 100K myself, me. But my co-driver is also 100K, and we're team. So I think they're selling it as like, you know, you run teams make 200K. But again, this is my issue, and I love my company, but my issue is that they give the cents per mile that's non-per diem. So they're putting you basically at 86 cents a mile straight out the gate, and then they're telling you what you can make for the year being on Wildcats. Those are Wildcat numbers. Those are not regular OTR numbers. They can be if you bust your behind and you have a really good co-driver and you guys are just knocking it out of the park. But it's very it's very rare. Yes, you split miles. You don't split pay because your co-driver may make more or less than you. So you split your miles. If your truck does 5,500 miles, then you each get uh, two seven to 2750. Yeah, no problem. I and that everybody can make this bracket, and they're only telling you the best account we have at the highest pay, but 90% of our drivers are in per diem. You have to opt out of per diem. And I've done a video on pay. It was a live, but it kept screwing up or whatever, so I do need to do another pay video. But oh Lord, I can't think. I lost my train of thought. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll get it back. Per diem. So the bad thing about per diem is your cents per mile is a little bit less. It's a little bit less. I want to say like maybe 3 cents less than if you were non per diem. Okay. So the good thing about being per diem is the government doesn't get to tax all your money. So you set aside, I want to say between $300-400 a paycheck, and that gets set aside. So then after your paycheck gets taxed, you get to add that money back to your paycheck, and it's like you're making more money because you got to pocket a little bit so the IRS can't touch it. And that's nothing illegal about it. It is a legal thing that they allow for truck drivers to do because we're away from home and hotel stays. So it's kind of like an expense that they write off for us. And we don't have to save our receipts or anything like that. Covenant handles all of that. It's all taken care of automatically. So that's why I have always stayed per diem. I've never opted out of per diem and been non per diem. The government gets to tax all your money. So they tax it at whatever bracket you fall under for your percentage. And right now it's like, I want to say 22%. So you take your paycheck and you multiply that by 22%, and they're taking at least $300 or $400 each paycheck. So like, it's kind of like they're robbing you a little bit for everything that you worked for. So that 3 cents extra that you got for your paycheck on your cents per mile, the IRS just took that. So it's not a good thing for me, I said, to be non per diem. It's not worth it. But if you want all your money and you want it all taxed and you want a higher cents per mile, if you do that, you need to keep all your receipts and any expenses that you do throughout the year, because you have to show proof of that when you file your taxes, or whatever tax person that you have do your taxes. So just to cut out the headache and to get more money in my pocket, I stay per diem. So you have to keep that in mind and at least look at the it is, but that's a federal tax number. So like Nevada has no state tax. As far as I know, Texas has no state tax, neither does New Mexico. So depending on your state, you don't have state tax, but everybody and their mama pay federal tax. The IRS is gonna want their money, no matter what you do, no matter what position you have, how much you make. They're going to take their federal monies. So there's no getting away from federal taxes or Medicare taxes or anything like that. Well, Medicare maybe, not FICA though, but Medicare maybe, because Medicare is done by state. So you might not have to pay Medicare, but so just ask for the printout of like the pay scale that they're running right now, and look that over. If you guys don't understand it, just let me know and I'll help you with that. And also being on Estes gives you or Wildcats, anybody hauling doubles, it gives you an additional 6 cents per mile for pay, like on top of your base pay. So, am I losing service? I didn't lose service. Did I lose everybody? Okay. I went from like 6 viewers to none. That is so crazy. I hate when I lose service. Anyway, so if you guys need help looking that over, let me know. Okay, cool. I'm like, my phone is tripping. It's telling me there's nobody here. I mean, phones are supposed to help us out, and they just make life more complicated. I don't get it. I don't understand. But so your base pay plus an additional 6 cents per mile is for the Wildcat fleets. That's why everybody wants that fleet, and there's a wait list for it. It's ran differently, so that's the amount they're telling you guys. So absolutely. So for home time, they at least minimum require 2 weeks out. So you spend 2 weeks out, you get a 34 at home. It's considered a reset. So it's not 2 full days, it's like a day and a half, like a day and 10 hours, whatever. So it's not worth it to only stay out 2 weeks, in my opinion. And especially you're going to be with your girl. I say, oh, but if you guys have kids, that's a bit hard. If you have a good babysitter or family that's watching them and doesn't mind, no kids, oh, y'all got it made. Can you take the truck home? Yes, you can. As long as you have a safe place to park it, and it's not going to get any tickets or citations, or it's not going to get towed, it's not going to get damaged or vandalized or broken into, anything like that, you're good to go. If you are going to have those problems and you decide to take it home anyway, don't do that. Don't do that. Walmart does not take kindly to our kind anymore. So depending on where you live, I would get permission from the manager, probably like the store manager, not like a shift manager or anything like that, like literally the store manager of that entire store, because and get their name and everything, because they will tow your truck, and that will be on you. Covenant will not cover that expense. It is our responsibility to make sure that the truck is going to be safe and that it's not gonna cost money. Okay, yeah, just to be safe, don't leave it at any Walmart at all. Hell, they don't even want, I mean, dang it, they don't even, y'all didn't, they don't even want us to go like on our breaks. It's crazy. Like, I have to call the store and ask permission to like pull in the lot to park in order for us to go shopping. CEO school, try to decide Prime Inc. or Covenant. Okay, Prime is cool. I don't know much about their company. Their trucks are governed at, so if we are out 3 weeks, how many days can we get home time? Each week you're out, you get you get a day off. So if you're out 3 weeks, you get 3 days. So what I used to do is I used to stay out 6 weeks and go home a week. But if that's too much for y'all, I get it, but them weeks go by pretty quickly, especially if you're moving. So that's what I used to do. What the heck is that? Okay, I think we are being bombed by some spam. Okay, see, that I didn't know. So, thanks, Sneaker. And you guys can see each other's comments, by the way. So, everyone can see who's typing and all that other stuff. I mean, not who's typing, but you can see the comments that people make. It's just that, Okay, gotcha. Yeah, we have a couple of other drivers that have their own businesses like print shops and stuff like that. And I have a driver that she has her own printing. You know, she does business cards and shoes. She's got like her own logo and company and everything. She actually has like a storefront area. She's based out of Virginia. Excuse me. I'm trying to pop my ears. Anyway, I'm sorry. I gotta go back to that question. Okay, Prime. So I know their trucks are governed at 62 or 64, something like that. And ours are the same. Thanks. Ours are the same, but pedal wise. If you are in cruise control, we could go 68. So a lot of us push cruise control so we could go 68. But other than that, I don't really know much about Prime. I don't know if they have did like better perks or whatever. How do I get rid of this person? I'm not going to be able to do it this chat. I'll have to go into my subscribers and block them. Sorry guys, I am so tired. I'm trying to pop my my right ear won't pop. The altitude is like got my right ear clogged. I was talking about Walmart, not to park there ever. You can take your truck home as long as it's not vandalized. Yeah, so Covenant doesn't pay for those tickets. So if you were to get a parking ticket or a code enforcement ticket or anything, if you see the black dog, I love that movie. And no, honey, I'm in my car and I'm going home. I'm literally about to be home soon in like the next 15 minutes, if that, maybe like 8 minutes. But I do love that movie though. Black Dog is a really good movie. So yeah, citations, anything like that. Covenant won't pay for it. Home time. You asked me about home time. So I used to stay out 6 weeks, go home for a week. If you guys, but you said that you have your business, so 3 weeks is good. Go home for 3 days. And you choose your home time. So you can set your home time for a whole entire week, a whole entire year if you want to. So I would say to do that, because that way it's already set in stone, and once they approve it, they can't go back on it. So, I typically do like major holidays, mostly Christmas, because I'll be out for Thanksgiving. Like I'll be on the road for Thanksgiving. And Halloween I took off this year because I have kids. Oh, okay. Well, that's good for you and your girl. Make that money. I'm telling you, make that. Like, it's nothing like it. You guys running together, and this goes for you too. Okay, and then some numbers. Hold on. No, I'm so 713. Okay, so for you running with your wife and you sneaker running with your girl, you guys being together, you guys will clear somewhere between 12 and 14,000 a month, and that's combined though. So like you would be 7 and she would be 7, or you would be 6 and she would be 6, so combined, and that's a week. So like, then I'm wrong. Hold on. I had these numbers before, guys, but you basically take your base pay that your recruiter says that you're going to come in at, and then you multiply that by however many miles. We always do 2,500. Look, don't be starting. But you're right. You're right, because I'm a week or a month. Okay, so that's what I was saying. So I want to say it's a month. Because you typically clear like, I want to say like 12. Hold on, I'm merging, guys. Okay. You usually clear like 12 after taxes, depending on like how many miles you gain for that week. So 12, you multiply 1,200 by 4, and then that'll give you what your monthly would be. And then if she's getting the same thing, you just double it. So that's how you can, if you want to know like your for sure take home, like you have to watch my other live that has the pay breakdown in there, and I give the step by step of your cents per mile, and then how to deduct your per diem and all that, and do taxes. It's in my other videos. You have to go to my videos, and it's called Time is Money, and that's my my pay live. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, so there is money to be made out here, guys. Like, don't let people tell you like, oh, there's no money, and you know, there's no loads and this and that. Now it does get a bit light. Okay, yeah, no problem. No rush. That's why they're up there, so that you guys can go back and visit them anytime that you can or you need to. I just try to get as much information out there as possible. I really do need to get you guys this hours of service video like ASAP, so that way you guys have an idea when you go to orientation. They'll go over like your hours of service in the Qualcomm, but it'll be really brief, because this is stuff that you should be learning on your trainer's truck. So when you get on your trainer's truck, they'll show you how to like log in. They'll show you how to do, you know, go off duty, go on duty, blah, blah, blah. You guys will have your written logs, that you do, because you have to turn those in to safety after you go to like upgrade and stuff. So you have to do paper logs for the time that you're on your trainer's truck. But I go in a bit more depth when it comes to, Lord Jesus, get it out. When it comes to your resets. Oh my goodness. When it comes to your resets, your 34-hour resets, your rolling resets, your recaps, and things like that. Your trainer is just going to show you how to log in, how to log out, how to change your duty status. They'll show you your summary, you know, your 8-hour, your 11-hour, your 14-hour, your 70-hour. But I don't think they fully go into, okay, you could do that in between loads. So typically, there's 2 ways you could do that if you want to like go to restaurants and go eat, or if you want to sightsee and stuff like that. What you do is, let's say that you guys go to Modesto, California. Okay, you're going to pick up a load, and you get there and you go to check in, and they go, oh, the load's not ready, give us about 2 hours and then come back. So what you do is you go back to your truck, you send Covenant a message, your fleet team, and say, hey, look, checked in, load's not ready. They say check back in 2 hours. And then once you send them a message, they send you a reply. It's most likely going to be 10-4, keep us updated, something like that. Then you can bobtail yourself around as long as it's less than 50 miles from the shipper. They don't really care about that. So You can bobtail yourself around. You can go to the gym and work out. You can go find something to eat in the area. You could go to Walmart, go shopping, stock up. You could go to the movie, whatever. And just as long as you come back and you pick up your load when it's ready, and then you done already had your fun and did what you needed to do, and sightsee and do all kinds of stuff, and get your load, hook up, take off. And on your way to drop off, same thing. If you drop off your load and Covenant doesn't have any loads to give you at that time, or it's a dry area and they're like, we're looking for a load for you, then, like I said, anything less than 50 miles, kind of bobtail around, do what you want to do, hang out, whatever. If you're in an area that you have friends or family, park the truck somewhere that is allowed for trucks and hang out with your people. It's not like all work, but there's like a specific way that you have to like wiggle it in there. So like for my co-driver and I, when we drop off in Atlanta on Fridays, we get there Friday evening, and then we don't pick up our next load until Saturday afternoon. So from Friday night to Saturday afternoon, that's like a 17 to 20 hour layover. So we literally get sleep, and then we bobtail around. We go to Walmart, we go to TGI Fridays, we go to Carrabba's, we go to like Shoppers World, we go to the Goodwill. Like we just go shopping all around, like Morrow and Ellenwood and all those places around Georgia, and we just have a good time until they tell us our load is ready. Yeah, things are good in the ATL. Yeah, so we go there and just hang out and stuff, get some food, some good food, because TGI Fridays is bomb. Oh, and there's a Chili's over there too. Sometimes we get coffee. Well, I stopped drinking coffee. No, we do this all in the truck. We do this all in the tractor. We don't use personal conveyance. The way that our schedule runs, we're like, she's allowed to be on her clock, that it doesn't affect our hours for us to run our lane. But for you guys, if you guys being OTR, you might want to use personal conveyance in order to do these little runs and stuff, unless you have like plenty of time on your clock. And it also depends on if you run days, nights, half and half. So depending on how you run your clock will determine like who's going to be on clock when you guys are on duty or active, when you guys are doing all this, running around and stuff. So it just depends like how you run your clock. But like I said, there's ways to do it without getting in trouble and without like just being all over the place. Because there are some drivers that have gotten fired that will take these little trips and do what they want to do while being under a load. And if that load is late because you're off screwing around, like those are service failures. So many service failures, you will get fired. So like you have to be careful. Make sure that you do not have a trailer attached to you and you are bobtail in order to do all this fun stuff. But it is a way to work and play at the same time. Like I said, it's best to do it with your significant other. Or if you have a great co-driver like I do. I was going to say something else, but I don't cuss on my channel, y'all. Okay, that's cool. So, there are some areas we don't pick up or drop off in, like some states, but we will roll through them. So like we never pick up in Amarillo, Texas, but we'll roll through there and we have a fuel stop there. But like we pick up in Dallas a lot. We drop off in Dallas a lot. So it just depends on like what part of the states you're in or around that will determine like if you have the time to sit and chill and whatever. But let me see. I think we pick up in New Jersey, drop in New Jersey, certain customers. Pennsylvania. Though that's a reefer account in Pennsylvania. A couple of them. Yeah, there's a lot. I've memorized a lot of like our accounts and where they are. One of our reefer accounts is Wyoming. We pick up and drop off in Wyoming. Yeah, there's a few of them. I can't go through all of them tonight, and I am home now, guys. So I am gonna have to call this live quits, even though I still have more stuff to say. You guys probably have more questions, but I do need to get inside. I will, and I thank you for joining my live. That was a continuum of the winter stuff. Okay, so one thing y'all don't know probably is that when I'm at home, I don't film because my husband does not know about my YouTube channel. And I'm not doing nothing sneaky, y'all. It's just he's not very trusting for other people, and he doesn't like me showing my face on the internet. So this is you guys are a secret. One of my one of my regular drivers. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and he always thinks somebody trying to sneak me. Like, boy. But anyway, one of my regular drivers that I talk to on a regular basis, he calls all my subscribers my side pieces. He's like, oh, you ain't got time for your side pieces right now, huh? And I'm like, y'all are not side pieces, I promise. He is just a mess. But anyway, so I don't film when I'm at home. So you guys will catch me on Mondays. You guys will catch me on Fridays. And you guys will catch me on Wednesdays. So I'm home until Wednesday night. And then I'll be back on again. So if I can't clear my phone from space, then, not from outer space, but if I can't clear space on my phone, then I'll do another live. And if you guys want another pay video, I will do it on Friday because that is when I have the most sitting time, is on Friday. So yeah. But thank you for all the questions, and okay, cool. Yeah, Friday, it'll be like Friday at night, like late Friday, early Saturday. But like around this time, I'm a night person, so I'm always up, like literally in the middle of the night, all the time. But yeah, so just let me guys, you know what, kid? You guys let me know if you have any other questions, and you guys can reach me on Facebook. I am, hold on, let me see. Oh, Lord. I can't get it together. I can't get this together. My life is in ruins. All right, let me see. So I got, come on, pen. You know you want to work. Aha. So I got C, V, E, N. Obsessed 2018. So this, I don't know if you guys can see that. Can you see that? You can't see that. Hold on. Let me see. It's backwards. It's backwards. Okay, so basically it's C as in Charlie, V as in Victor, E is in Edward, N is in Nancy, the word obsessed, 2018. Okay, that is my Facebook, and it's transport at the end. So CVEN obsessed 2018. Nope, 2018 is my YouTube. You know what? I don't know what my freaking names are on my stuff. I got so much Covenant stuff, it's not even funny. So I do have an Instagram, but not for Covenant. But maybe I should get one. I got so much stuff that I can do. Actually, that's not a bad idea, because all the stuff that I was supposed to show you guys, I should be able to post it, and then you guys will see all the crap I have from Covenant. Um, but it's CVEN obsessed transport. No, 2018. CVEN obsessed transport. I'm also in the drivers for Covenant, so you can go into like the friends thing and search through like the members. That might take you a while because there's over like 2 or 3,000 members. And yeah, but I'm in there, and then I'm just here. So I'm really active. You guys, you ask me a question and I'll answer on the channel. So I'm reachable. But I'm gonna get inside. Thank you so much, and I will definitely be around and film again and go live again and all kinds of stuff. And I will get back to you on that Instagram page. So it's gonna be somewhere around that name on Instagram. So I have to figure it out, but I'll get it together. Swear. But you did give me an idea though. So thank you. And until next time, bye.